Back out to Okeechobee Boulevard this evening. This is certainly during the evening rush, and the major corridor in Palm Beach County is Okeechobee Boulevard, the major east-west corridor. You see Sheriff Rick Bradshaw there in the left split screen as one lane, the westbound lanes of Okeechobee Boulevard, have just reopened. Those eastbound lanes remain locked down, and we're waiting for the sheriff to begin speaking at this press briefing.
This has been a chaotic scene for the past hour and a half, really at the worst possible time on a Friday night during thick traffic right now. We are learning earlier that a man may have threatened businesses in this area along Okeechobee Boulevard. This is an area east of the Turnpike in West Palm Beach. We learned that he may have been armed as well. We're obviously about to find out a lot more from Sheriff Bradshaw as soon as he steps up to the mic. But that's the scene that we've been dealing with, and that's what we've been dealing with. So PBSO deputies converged on this area. They shut Okeechobee down, and at one point in time we were learning they were trying to work with this man. He was in one area basically by himself. Deputies were trying to approach him. They were communicating with him back and forth. So there was a very tense time here for a good period of time, about 30 minutes, where they were trying to attempt to make an arrest, attempt to get custody of this man. They finally did about 20 minutes ago, and as Shannon just pointed out, the westbound lanes have reopened. Eastbound still a mess right now.
Sheriff Rick Bradshaw speaking. Let's listen.
The original responding units then got some information that possibly there was a firearm involved. The units that responded were able to locate a suspect that people were pointing out, said that he had brandished a gun at somebody that was a patron at the local store. They tried to take the individual into custody by using less than lethal form of force, which means they tried to pepper spray him and with a .40 caliber stun gun. Because everything was moving fast and the suspect was moving, the attempt failed, at which time the suspect ran west. Our units pursued them. We were able to contain him in the 5500 block here, where he took cover behind a car. The helicopter and the drone was able to locate him taking cover behind the vehicle, where he had the firearm down to his side. It was a silver colored handgun. We made sure that everybody was contained here. We talked to the suspect for quite a while. We were able to get one of the hostage negotiators, even though he didn't have a hostage, to talk to him and convince him that it was in his best interest to surrender, which at some point in time he did. He put the gun into a backpack, laid the backpack on the ground, surrendered. He was taken into custody by the SWAT people there. At this time, the bomb squad is looking at the backpack. We x-rayed it. There's some suspicious articles in there. Before we open it up, the bomb squad's going to take a look at it, make sure it's safe to open up. The suspect, we believe, is a African-American male by the name of Micah Montgomery, born in 1990. His past is resisting arrest and a lot of narcotics activity. So we're going to do some more background checking on him right now, but right now we're trying to get the roads back open so people can get home safely, get the businesses back open over here, and get things back to normal. The deputies did a phenomenal job today, absolutely phenomenal. Not only protecting the public, protecting themselves, containing this individual so he did not get back into another area. He was definitely armed and dangerous, so they did a fantastic job taking this individual in custody without anybody getting hurt.
Tell us about the steps of doing something like this in a major road. Tell us about...
Well, there's a lot of things that have to happen here, a lot of moving parts. We had about 75 deputies out here and the SWAT units. On a major road like today, you got to contain the traffic. I know everybody's a little upset because they had traffic backup, but in order to keep the public safe, the businesses safe, yet contain this individual who was obviously armed and dangerous and already threatened somebody with a firearm, it takes a lot of people to do it, make sure it's safe, and at the same time make sure we're going to take him into custody. The final outcome is what we want. We want to take people into custody without having to use lethal force. We were prepared to do so, but the outcome was great. Like I said, the deputies were phenomenal out here today.
What was he doing, at that dollar store? Do you guys know what his
intention? We don't know that yet. We're going to debrief him. We're going to talk to him. He's obviously agitated and excited about something. Something set him off. So we're going to talk to him, find out what the issues are. But right now, he's headed back to the agency where the detectives are going to talk to him and find out what's going on. The victims that were at the dollar store are being talked to by the detectives to find out exactly what transpired there.
And just to be clear, you said he threatened someone. Who did he threaten?
There's two people at least that he threatened with the firearm there at the dollar store before we tried to take him into custody.
Were people at that storage
There was some people there, but we got them back. That's part of what we do when we contain somebody, is get the people that are pedestrians and anybody that's around the area, make sure they're safe while we're containing the individual.
So just to be clear, nobody was hurt?
Nobody was hurt. This is what we want to make sure happens at the end of the day. This is a very successful outcome, but it's because the deputies, through their training, their experience, and the fact that they had the ability to do this job, that's why it came out like it did. I can't say enough good about them. Thank you very much.
You've been listening to Sheriff Rick Bradshaw kind of debrief the public and the press here on this situation that has lasted every bit of an hour and a half, a very tense situation on this major east-west artery in Palm Beach County that literally shut down traffic through this early evening rush hour. So the tense situation for sure, certainly for not just travelers, but for those business owners who were put in lockdown while the sheriff's office and deputies, 75 deputies were on scene, as well as SWAT.
And a drone. And about 3 hours of Okeechobee Boulevard, a little less than 3 hours of Okeechobee Boulevard shut down. The mess is over tonight. The man is in custody. We'll get more updates as we move forward. Back with more in a moment.